Welcome, everybody. This is the KubeVirt community meeting, July 1st, 2020. First topic to discuss is from Daniel Belenki, talking about approvals for PRs.
Yeah, hi everyone. I hope that you can hear me. So what I wanted to raise today is actually two topics that are actually related to the way that we are doing code reviews. So the first one is that I don't know if everyone are aware of, but we have an automated system that actually, whenever someone sends a PR, it takes two names from a file that we have in the repository. You can see owner aliases. And if your name is not there and you want to be assigned for code reviews, please add yourself to that file. So basically what the system does is it takes two random names from this file and puts them as code reviewers for a PR. So we have a lot of people who are not part of the project anymore or are not actively doing code review. And I actually would rather to clean this file and have less reviewers than have people assigned to do code reviews when they are actually not doing code reviews. And this is because when someone is assigned as a code review and is not actually doing the code review, he's actually getting the notification instead of someone else. So someone who would have done the code review is not seeing it. And this is the first topic. And the second topic is I see a lot of approvers or maintainers actually approving a PR without someone else looking at it and without someone else giving a logo to me. And the problem with that is, at least the way that I see it, code review is not only a tool to, how it's called, to ensure the quality of the code. It is also a tool to spread the knowledge and to let other people in the project learn about this change and understand it. So if someone is a maintainer and is just approving a PR very fast before someone else has the chance to look at it, people might not know that this change got in, or yeah, and we also lose the benefit from having multiple eyes on the, well, most of the people have two eyes, so more than two eyes on the same change. Yeah, what others think?
Sorry, I was capturing that. No, I think they're both very good things to point out. I agree that the owner's file probably is a little bit stale, and it would do well to do a quick review on that and just kind of remove some of the names that have not been active for some time now. I guess as far as the other topic, doing the reviews, I don't know if there's anything automated we can do, or if it's just better to at least raise awareness that that's probably less than ideal.
There could be something probably with the branch protector where we could require at least two reviewers for a PR, but I'm not sure if we should enforce that.
We definitely enforce that for stable branches, and that's or we used to, and that's definitely a good practice there. I don't know. I mean, I can see it both ways. If it's something that we absolutely want to enforce, then it takes an admin to work around that if we feel we need to, and so that it would, of course, force the hand and make two reviewers be involved.
But
Yes,
this isn't this like I mean, you can agree between you, the maintainers, and just make sure you approve only if there is another looks good to me, and that's it. It's like it doesn't have to be a bot. I mean, you can just take it, and it will solve 90% of the cases. The 10% it will not solve. But I think
yeah, please continue.
So, I guess the question is raised of whether we want this to be enforced or just a customary thing we do. But as Jed just pointed out in the chat, we can have the LGTM and the approved messages just come from different people just by convention.
Yep, this is exactly what I wanted to suggest. If you are a maintainer or approver, make sure that you just approve and you don't add LGTM on the same PR. And if you LGTM the PR, let someone else to approve it.
Okay, well, I think let's start with that. And if we find that that's still not working, then we can look at other options. But yeah, I agree. I don't think we need to overthink it. We just need to think about it a little bit. So, okay.
By the way, can I one neat about this is because I saw that if someone is doing looks good to me and is doing it only using a comment, it's not automatically presented in the GitHub, on the upper right. So it's very hard to understand who did it. So, and then you need to start to check who acted it before or stuff like that. Is it possible that we will either the looks good to me label will be represented in there, or everyone will do the looks good to me through GitHub review?
So you're saying instead of doing a approval message, they just simply type LGTM into a comment?
No, I'm saying I'm only talking about the LGTM, and I'm saying that if someone is commenting the LGTM, you don't know there is a list of reviewers on the right, upper right. You don't see it there. You need to look inside the history of the comments to find out who did it. But if you go inside the file in GitHub file and do a review and then select approve, then it is both. It also shows there and shows and adds the look good to me label.
Okay, so we're saying the same thing. Okay,
Okay,
that's fair. Yeah, it does show up better that way if you do a formal review as opposed to just a stream of comment.
Yeah, no, just to know that the person did it. And by the way, there is another need in this area is that I don't know if it was discussed, is that if someone rebases something, then the LGTM is disappearing, but the approve is not disappearing, which is weird because the approve is much stronger. Anyone can do a LGTM. So
yes, we had a discussion about it with the developers of the plugin on the Pro repository, and the answer that we get for that is that approve is something that you do when you generally okay with this change, and LGTM is something that you do when you say that okay, this change is good. I know it's tricky. I'm still not sure if I completely agree with what they say, but this is the opinion of the developers of this plugin.
I would imagine then that they're looking at the approval. It's just sort of the general intent is correct versus LGTM is the exact mechanics of the code are correct.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but that's like it's still hack. I mean, it's still a problem because you can be generally okay with it, and then 1 second after they will change it. For example, you approve that it has unit test and it works, but a second after he removes the unit test because it didn't work well or something, and now it's going to get in just because, and he removed the unit test, and you are not okay with that probably, right?
No, it's not. It's not because LGTM is explicitly required for the PR to get merged.
Yes, but LGTM anyone can do. Even not even only all the members of the organization can do an LGTM.
Any member of the organization can do that, right? But
so
yeah.
I want the maintainer because he's responsible. I mean, the maintainer is the one who is assigning that he will support this code, right? So it's his signature that he agrees that this code will enter. So the code will enter even without unit tests in this case.
I don't think this is, we're getting into the realm of fantastical. In practice, if radical changes are made, the LGTM is not going to be reapplied automatically. It will still get the proper review that Daniel Hiller was just alluding to.
You mean theoretically or practically?
No, in practice, no, the LGTM label gets removed the instant new code is added. So somebody has to look at the code again and say, wait, why did this change so radically? I don't think that we're really going to be in a situation where the approval is going to be that big a deal.
But what Eddie says here, maybe I will try to rephrase it, is that at one point of the time, me as an approver, I can be okay with this change. And then after it is updated, I no longer want to approve it, but I still approve it.
I think, if I remember correctly, approve is also removed once you push a new commit.
No.
Only the LGTM is removed if you push new commits.
So then we simply adopt the convention that LGTM always comes first, and you don't give it an approval until it's the final LGTM, if you will, the +2.
Yeah, this is a nice workaround.
Okay, so the takeaway is LGTM always comes first. Approve is once we really intend for it to merge.
Yeah, I wish that we had a way to somehow count LGTMs and like require 2 LGTMs from 2 different people, and then someone can just come and approve.
Sorry, I spaced out for a little bit, but if the approve is not reset on a new push, so let's say the PR got LGTM'd, and now we are waiting for all the tests to pass, and now I can approve it right away, and the automation would merge it afterwards. So we are really using tight as it probably should be used. But in this case, it can fail the tests, and then a new PR would be pushed, or a new page set, and new LGTM granted that I maybe don't agree with, but the approve is still there. So do I just wait for LGTM and for CI to pass before I approve?
Yeah, it's we kind of lose the benefit of using something like tidy, but
It's still, it still does the rebase and batch merges and all that, but it's like I'm waiting for the bot to do its job, and then I have to find it.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting down a rabbit hole. I mean, honestly, when you look at the words approve, basically you're saying, I trust you. I trust that this is going to play out. If it's really a problem, you can remove the approval. If for whatever reason it's not playing out to the way you want it to. It's not automatic when like LGTM is.
And you are at least notified via email that there was a change, right?
We're notified of a very large amount of things by email.
yes. Well, I can say at least about myself, I usually don't feel comfortable to review code that didn't pass the test. But as you all probably know, we have a problem that we are fighting now. We declare the war on the flaky tests. And I really hope that when this war will over, maybe I should choose other words for it, but when we will stabilize our test, I think that it will be, we will see much less changes that fail because of flaky tests. And then when someone LGTMs something after, or at least when you go to a PR and you see that the test failed, you know that there is no reason to LGTM it right now or approve it because there is a bug there and it needs to be updated anyway.
Okay, I think we're all in general agreement about the intent here. Maybe not the exact mechanics of, first, second, whether or not to do an approve, but thank you for bringing it to light at least.
It's funny that we invented this automation to make life simpler for us, but every week we discuss how to use it and if it really helps us.
Yeah, actually, I would rather be good with something that was enforced, I think, because now we base on convention, right? And I'm not sure. I myself declare guilty of doing that, like LGTM and approve in one command and just not setting the GitHub flags right? I did that today. So what I think maybe we should think about how we can at least make this enforced so that everyone does it. I don't know.
Keep in mind, there can literally be a 1-character change to a doc string, a typo. That would still follow the same process. And in that case, we would, I believe, definitely all agree that that's burdensome to adopt a 2-person review system for a 1-line. So there are, let's try the convention first. I really think that if we can at least, there are times when it just makes sense to do both in one commit, because it's you're spending way too much time thinking about it otherwise, that we would want the ability to do for extra small or something PR, at least skip that.
Yeah, makes sense, I think.
And I just said that out loud. Maybe I'll repeat. We could base that on the size of the PR, because it does have a label of XXL or XS depending on how many things changed.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree here, because from my experience, sometimes you can change less than 1 line. You can change, I don't know, something very minor, and it affects so much in the code. Or you can add 100 lines of comments that actually doesn't affect functionality. I don't think that we can, and it actually, in my opinion, it opens. So if we don't enforce something with automation, and we say, so basically by adding automation, we say this is our laws, this is the protocol that the project works with. And if we leave it, things like this, to the maintainers or to the reviewers to decide, so someone can come and say, this change looks small enough for me or trivial enough for me, and someone else will think that no, this changes everything. So this is why I have to disagree.
Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like what the correct path forward then is to take a vote. And this, of course, is not the venue. We'll probably have to defer that to email.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well,
so one thing before we end this conversation, I've just been listening. What tangibly is wrong with what we're like? Has something occurred that's leading to this discussion? Or like, I understand the theoretics behind it, but if I prefer if everything just kind of works the way it is, for us to just kind of continue to use our best judgment about things and put more policy in place, unless we have a tangible reason to do so. Otherwise, just kind of more process, I'm always kind of leery of.
Yes, I think that what happened is that sometimes approval, the two things that I saw happen is that approve and the LGTM is given when some of the changes are pretty, I mean, they are not that 1-liner or something like that. And then the others don't know about it. So it can even it's even sometimes even forcibly merged, which it's okay. But the other person may not even know about it. So someone cannot even say anything about it and comment.
right.
That's one thing.
Did
And the
anything go
second thing
wrong?
What?
Did anything go wrong by doing that?
Yes. I can give you an example. Look at the flaky tests. I really think that more code reviews, a more strict code review, could have prevented it. Seriously, it sounds like just flaky test would happen anyway, but I really blame it on the process.
Let's find, again, tangible, like if we open this discussion to a broader group, like on the mailing list or something like that, let's point out tangible examples of where this has occurred and focus on those to understand what's happened, to kind of lead to this, your intuition here of wanting to kind of revise things. And I think that will help us end the discussion, because I just want to make sure that we're not having kind of this nebulous discussion where things are vague. I'd like for it to be completely rooted in like tangible, this is what's happening, here's how I propose we address it.
I just think that currently the big change from maybe 1 year ago or 2 years ago is that now there are much more people in the project. That's the main difference. And previously there were much less, so this was not a problem for sure, because it was enough for only the maintainers and maybe a few others to handle it, and it worked fine, like with one vote, and that's it. And I think now it's becoming just bigger, and it's more obvious that if you want people to learn about the project and get more involved, then you want them more to get to do reviews and stuff like that. That's why it's better to have at least 2, for example, from what I understand from Daniel.
Okay, well, I think that at this point, the discussion is going to be more fruitful in email, because then everybody's opinions can be recognized and accounted for.
So just to summarize it, do you want me to send an email, or someone else, or you, or David, or?
So who's proposing the change?
I guess that I am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so next topic. Daniel Hiller would like to talk about flake finder improvements, PRs that are ready.
These are just some heads ups, sorry. The first one is a little bit of an annoying point, which we have discovered that those daily reports sometimes overlap. So you have a PR and 2 daily reports, and I was working on eliminating this. And furthermore, we wanted something like a more fresh report, something like half today's data. And all this is covered in the first PR. Another one that was quite annoying, I think, for people looking at the report was that darn pop-up window bug, which always pushed the pop-up into the top direction, and you couldn't see the upmost rows anymore. So that was fixed just by putting it below the cell, and I hope that's good. And the last thing is that we have automated the index page creation for all the projects that are covered by the Flake Finder. But yeah, I think that needs a rebase when the first PR gets in. Yeah, just a heads up for that. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so those are the topics that we had laid out before the meeting started. Is there anything else to add? All right, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.